He cheated on me but had no idea who I would meet that night. My name is Rosa, 28 years old. 5 years of marriage gone in a single evening. My husband confessed he was having an affair with his boss's daughter. My life collapsed, but that's exactly when my real story began. A new city, a new job, a brand new clinic I had to build from scratch. And one night, when I got locked inside an empty building, cold, silence, fear, and him, Steven, quiet, drogy, distant, who showed up in the middle of the night and saved me. From that moment, everything changed. A love I never expected, a life I never planned, and a choice that changed everything. 3 years later, I came back to where it all began, but I was no longer the same woman. This is a story about betrayal, new beginnings, love after pain, a strong woman, and a second chance.
Love Stories Max. Welcome to my channel. Enjoy watching, friends.
Betrayal, cold night, and a life-changing moment. I remember that morning in the smallest details. Even now, when I close my eyes, I can see the sunlight sliding across the kitchen table, across the cup of coffee I placed in front of Jake. "You made my coffee before I even woke up again." He smiled without looking up from his phone. Back then I thought, I love him so much. I was 28. He was 30. 5 years of marriage. 5 years of building our home. Not from walls but from care, little things, habits. He was a department manager at a large company. His career was rising fast, confidently, almost flawlessly. I was a senior accountant at a small private hospital. Stable. Quiet. No loud victories, but with a feeling that I mattered. We didn't have children. Not because I didn't want them. I wanted them so much. But every time I gently brought it up, Jake would brush it off. "Rosa, let's not rush. We still have time." And I believed him. Because when you love someone, you believe even when your heart quietly doubts. First it was just help. "Hey, you're an accountant, right? Can you help me with the report?" One evening he brought his laptop and sat next to me. I agreed. Gladly. I even liked it. We sat together, drank tea, laughed at mistakes in the spreadsheets. But the next month he didn't even ask. "Rosa, the report's due tomorrow. You'll handle it, right?" And that became normal. Every month. Quietly. Without gratitude. Without a please. Just like it was my responsibility. And I did it. Because it was for us, right? That day, the director called me into his office. He looked at me for a long time over his glasses, as if weighing every word. "Rosa, we're opening a new branch in the south. Beautiful city, great prospects. And we need someone who can put everything in order there." I froze. "I want that someone to be you." My heart skipped. 6-month assignment. You'll lead the accounting there. If you don't like it, you can come back. But with a promotion. 6 months. Without Jake. Think about it for a week. "I understand you have a family," he added gently. I left the office and the world felt slightly blurred. I needed to sit, breathe, understand. So I went to our usual cafe on the corner. It always smelled like fresh pastries and cinnamon. It felt safe. My friends were already sitting by the window, but the moment I walked up I knew something was wrong. They went quiet, exchanged glances, and in that moment something cold, almost icy, slowly dropped into my chest. "What happened?" I asked quietly, sitting down. No one rushed to answer. "Guys," Emily pressed her lips together. "Rosa, just don't panic, okay?" I had already stopped breathing. "We were at a restaurant last night," she started, not looking me in the eyes. "And we saw Jake." My heart paused. "With who?" A short silence. "With a woman. Tall, blonde. Very striking." I laughed. Seriously. I laughed. "You must have mixed him up." But they didn't laugh. "Rosa, we were sitting 2 tables away from them," Jessica said softly. "They were holding hands." Suddenly, everything in my head went silent, like someone turned off the sound of the entire world. I looked at my hands. at my wedding ring, at the thin gold I had worn for 5 years. And suddenly I remembered how he'd been staying late more often, how he'd turn his phone face down, how he'd say, "It's just work, work." I felt something inside me slowly cracking, not sharply, not painfully, but quietly, like ice that can no longer hold. "Is it true?" I whispered. "We're not joking, Rosa," Emily said, taking my hand. I walked out of the cafe. I don't even remember how. Outside it was warm. People were laughing. Someone was holding a child in their arms. I stopped. Children. For 5 years I had waited. For 5 years I had postponed my life because it's not the right time yet. And in that moment it hit me. Not tears. Understanding. I had been living his life, doing his reports, waiting for his decisions, putting my dreams on hold, and he was already living another one. I took out my phone, opened my chat with Jake. My finger hovered over the keyboard, and for the first time in years I didn't think, "What will he say?" I thought, "What do I want?" And suddenly that one word appeared in my mind, the one I had been afraid to even say. Freedom. 6 months. A new city. A new life. Without lies. I took a deep breath and texted the director. "I accept." That evening I came home earlier than usual. The apartment was quiet. He wasn't there yet. I ran my hand over the couch where we used to watch movies, stopped by the table where I used to do his reports, and for the first time, I didn't sit down. I just stood there and waited, because now it was my turn to ask the questions. Sometimes the biggest betrayal isn't another person. It's the moment you betray yourself for someone else. But there is always a chance to return to yourself. That evening I was waiting. The clock on the wall ticked quietly. Every sound felt louder than it should. 22:17 p.m. 23:03 p.m. The key turned in the lock. I didn't even flinch. Jake walked in, slightly unsteady. He smelled strongly of alcohol and someone else's perfume. Light sweet. Not mine. "You're late," I said softly. He silently took off his jacket and threw it on the chair. "Jake." I stepped closer. "Someone told me today they saw you with another woman." Silence. Long, heavy. He didn't even deny it. Just ran a hand over his face and sat down. "Yeah," he said finally. That "yeah" was quieter than a whisper, but it shattered everything. "Who is she?" "My boss's daughter." He didn't look at me. "It's been over a month." A month. An entire month I had been living next to someone who was no longer my husband. Why? I barely recognized my own voice. He shrugged. "I didn't plan it. It just happened." Just happened. 5 years of marriage and it just happened. In that moment I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just felt empty. "I understand," I said. And that was the end. 2 days later I stood at the train station with one suitcase and the feeling that I had left an entire life behind me. The train exhaled steam softly. People were rushing somewhere. And I stood there waiting for my new beginning. "Are you Rosa Thompson?" I turned around. A tall man stood in front of me. Dark hair. Serious squat. "Yes, that's me." He nodded, took my suitcase without hesitation. "Let's go." That was Steven. Sharp. Quiet. Almost cold. He drove me to an apartment owned by the clinic. Clean, bright, but still empty of life. Then he showed me the new clinic building. It was almost finished. Glass, light walls, the smell of fresh renovation, and a hint of paint. "I'll show you everything in detail tomorrow," he said shortly and left. I unpacked slowly. Every shirt, every book. Like a piece of my old life I was carefully carrying into the new one. By evening I felt restless. I went for a walk and somehow ended up at the clinic again. Inside it was quiet. Somewhere far away, workers were still finishing things. I walked through the corridors, ran my fingers along the smooth walls, opened doors, and found my office. I stepped inside, placed my hand on the desk. "This is mine," I whispered. And suddenly, a sharp sound. The doors slammed shut. The shutters dropped. Silence. I rushed to the door locked. My phone showed Friday. 2 days. 2 days inside. I slowly sat down on construction bags. The cold seeped through the floor. I wrapped my arms around myself. I didn't know anyone here. Except Steven. But calling him, he seemed so strict. So distant. What will he think? First day. And I'm already calling in the middle of the night. Hours passed. The walls felt colder. And around 2 a.m. I realized I was freezing. My fingers trembled as I dialed his number. He arrived quickly. The door burst open. Headlights cut through the darkness. Rosa. I was sitting on the bags crying. He rushed over, took off his jacket, wrapped it around my shoulders. It was warm and smelled like wood and cold air. "You're freezing," he said softly. His voice was different, softer. We walked out in silence. He put me in the car, turned on the heat, and for the first time that day I felt warm. We went for tea. In the middle of the night, a small cafe was almost empty. The lights were warm, golden. I held the cup in my hands. He sat across from me, quiet but no longer cold. "You shouldn't have stayed there," he said. I smiled faintly. "I didn't want to bother you." He looked straight into my eyes. "You can call me anytime." And something inside me responded. We sat in silence, but it was a different kind of silence. Warm, alive, and right there, something began between us. Something that didn't have a name yet, but already felt warmer than the tea in my hands. I remember the clinic's opening day like it was yesterday. The morning air was warm, carrying the faint scent of fresh paint and flowers arranged at the entrance. Sunlight reflected off the large glass windows, and the whole building seemed to glow from within. I stood by the entrance, in a white blazer, with a soft volney in my chest, and I watched people arrive. The first patients, the first smiles. "Thank you. It's so beautiful here," an elderly woman said, squeezing my hand. And in that moment I felt it. I was exactly where I was meant to be. Steven stood a little to the side. As always reserved. As always quiet. But I had learned to see the real him. In the way he looked at me. In the small smile he tried to hide. After the opening, we stayed alone in the empty lobby. The light was soft. "Calm. You did this," he said. I smiled. "We did." He stepped closer. And for the first time, he didn't look away. "No, Rosa, you did." And in that moment, I realized he truly saw me. Our relationship grew quietly, without loud words, without empty promises, just morning coffee together. His jacket on my shoulders when I was cold. His simple, "Did you eat?" in the middle of a busy day. And my quiet happiness. I wasn't waiting anymore. I was living. 3 years passed. 3 years that changed everything. And there we were, standing in front of the central office of our clinic. I was holding little Emma in my arms. She giggled softly and reached for Steven. "Daddy," she babbled. And my heart tightened every time I heard that word. Steven smiled. The same quiet man who now carried his daughter every morning. We went up to the top floor, to the CEO's office. The door opened, and there he was, a man with warm eyes and tears he didn't even try to hide. "My granddaughter," he whispered. It was Steven's father. He walked over quickly, gently taking Emma into his arms, as if he was afraid it was a dream. I've waited so long. I watched them, and felt a warmth I couldn't even explain. And then I saw him. Jake. He stood a little to the side, in a suit, holding a folder, confused, uneasy. "I came for an interview," he started, but the CEO wasn't listening. He was happy, truly happy. "We'll get back to you," he said shortly, not even looking at Jake. His voice was calm, but the decision final. Jake left, and I watched him, without pain, without anger, just as a part of my past, one I had already let go. Later we stood together, me, Steven, and little Emma. He wrapped his arm around my shoulders. Are you happy? He asked softly. I looked at him, at our daughter, at the life we had built together, and smiled. Yes, we opened more than one branch. Together, step by step, without rushing, but with love. Sometimes life breaks your plans to build something far better. Sometimes people leave, so you can meet those who will stay. And most importantly, happiness doesn't come when you wait for it. Comes when you choose yourself.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss new stories. And also write in the comments how you liked this story on a scale of 1 to 5. Watch the following video and enjoy watching.